Hey guys, welcome to the session. You're with me, Arun Sharma today, and आज के session में we are talking about. We are looking at what are the benefits of starting early when you're talking about CAT prep. Given the fact a lot of people feel that CAT 2021 prep के लिए it's too early to start. एक general conception है लोगों का कि I hope you can see my screen. There seems to be some issue with my video on OBS. For some reason it's not playing. I'll have to look at my settings. But anyway, I'm more interested in talking about the content for today, and the content basically is around CAT prep. So welcome everybody who is this thing. Hi Harsh, welcome to the session. And so what are the benefits of starting early? That's what I want to talk about this thing. And of course, we are on the Unacademy CAT-alyst channel. And good to see you around here. And I hope there are more people join in. And I get a notification about the India-Australia second test match, which I guess nobody's any longer interested in watching. Although one would like to see how India comes back. But the other thing is, before I start there, a couple of messages that I need to put across from the Unacademy side. You can subscribe to the Unacademy Plus subscription or the Unacademy Iconic subscription using my promo code. The promo code, as you can see, is arun.yt. You can use it, and that's the referral code, and you can get a 10% off on the Unacademy subscription plans if you do that. And Unacademy is starting a couple of beginners batches for CAT 2021. So one of them is what you see on the left side of the screen. That is Ravi Prakash, Shabana Shadab, and Bharat Gupta, which is starting on 21st December. And the other one is what I in which I am a part of that batch. It's basically I obviously take LRDI on Unacademy. And it's an important section on LRDI is one of the important sections, as most people realize that it's the one area where you actually need to develop your problem solving skills. So supporting me or doing their own portions in this batch, which is starting on 23rd December, is Abhilasha Swaroop, Aparna Rastogi, Rahul Anand. Although my sessions in this batch start towards the end of January actually. So it's a complete course on DI and LR that's coming up from my side on this. And obviously I'll be making the different, or I'll be creating the differential between or I'll be creating the difference to this course based on what has happened in CAT 2020. I'll be modifying the course accordingly so that people get a fair idea. And as I said, if you want to enroll, you can enroll using the arun.yt promo code. That's the promo code for this. So it's a short session today. So I wanted to go through the three major sections. Of course, you know that CAT prep में तीन sections होते हैं: QA, DILR, and verbal. And I have a strong belief that it would help you preparing early or starting early would let me just remove all this. Yeah, so starting early would actually help you develop your or improve your chances drastically when you're preparing for the CAT. So what happens when you talk about quantitative aptitude per se? QA की जब बात करते हो तो QA में what typically people do is around 4 to 5 months is enough to prepare one round of your prep. But as you know, you are in a competitive scenario, and because you are in a competitive scenario when you're talking about your preparation, I love whiteboards and markers, so I'm going to that format of discussing what I wanted to discuss. So because you are in a competitive scenario, you need to get as good as you can be, right? So you can never be above what you need to be. Hi Jagu, welcome to the session. So in a competitive scenario, the process of QA what happens is because when people start preparing for QA, they are at different levels, ability wise. Some people start at a very high level, others will start at a very poor level. Some people might be at an average level to start with, and individual chapters may vary karega. An individual might be very good at one chapter and very poor at the second chapter. So what will happen is when you want to make sure that you can go from here all the way to matching the best people in the country. What you need to do is the established process for doing this is that you have to come to every chapter multiple times. You cannot prepare for CAT. One of the mistakes people do while preparing for CAT is that they prepare only once. They say that okay, एक बार पोर्शन पढ़ लूँगा और उसके बाद टेस्ट में चला जाऊँगा. I'll read the portion once, I'll study the portion once, I'll do the LODs once and move to the this thing. Right, Jagu says, I watched your videos on Josh Talks. I had downloaded and really those tools useful in any part during life. Yeah, that's something which I do talk about all the time. And you'll need to bring that to your CAT prep. Excellence, challenge, 4 vacuums that I talked about: the vacuum of excellence, the vacuum of challenge, the vacuum of learning, and the vacuum of action. These 4 things you will have to overcome, or these 4 this thing. Of course, it applies, as Jaggu says very clearly, it applies in every area of life. It is not just in the context of CAT prep that this works. It applies in every area of life. Wherever you do, whatever you do, you have to make sure that these 4 vacuums don't exist in your life. And I'm quite chuffed about the fact, and quite pleased with the fact that a lot of people agree with what I've talked about in that Josh Talks video about the fact that you need to manage these 4 vacuums, and a lot of people keep contacting me about that, and thank you so much for that feedback, Jaggu Singh. So coming back, as I was saying, in a competitive scenario, when you're talking about quants, you have to plan multiple rounds of the portion. And if you think about it this way, that one complete round will take you around 4 to 5 months to complete all the portion. The mistake that people make is if they start too late, if they start in April, May, June, you are competing against people who have already finished portion, for people who started in December. And while you are doing your first round, if you start in April, May, June, while you are doing your first round of preparation, these people are doing round 2 of their preparation. So ideal preparation. Harsh says, my fear level is very high for CAT prep. Please help. See, fear से कोई फायदा नहीं होता है हर्ष. जितना डरोगे उतना मरोगे, right? So what you have to essentially do is fear हटाने के लिए preparation is the best antidote to fear. The more prepared you are is the best antidote to fear. So increase your level of preparation, increase your level of work, and the more you work, the less fear you will have. And that's what I was trying to tell you. Long-term prep in quants means round 1, round 2, round 3, and maybe even a round 4. And round 1 will take you 4 to 5 months. Round 2 will take you at least 2 to 3 months next. And round 3 will take you 1 month, 1.5 months to do. Round 4 might be 1 month long. So you might have to budget it. हो सकता है तुम्हारा काम हो जाए 1 राउंड में. लेकिन ये कोई टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस का प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है ना कि हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि 4 महीने में मेरा हो जाएगा कैट. सो इफ यू वांट टू मेक एन एरर ऑफ टाइमिंग, I would rather, if I was in your place, I would make sure that my error of timing was on the positive side, not on the negative side. Because if I am making errors of timing on the negative side, कि मेरे को 8 महीने चाहिए थे, मैंने 6 महीने की तैयारी कर ली, राइट? और एक चीज़ याद रखना कि CAT prep is about skill and skill development and performance management. So typically another reason why you should start preparing for CAT early is because if you prepare too late, if you start too late, what happens? I mean, CAT prep should ideally be in. I mean, I don't call December early. I call it actually the right time to start, because you can then actually divide your focus in CAT prep. Uh, I'll talk about RC also. Uh, 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 Anu is talking about, very confused with RC, how to start prep for that. I'll talk about that. So when you're talking about CAT prep, there are two parts to it. One is one focus, or one dimension of CAT prep is where your focus is on skill, and the second part is where you focus on performance through your mock tests, and you also focus on developing skill to the next level. So people who start in April, May, June, who delay their entry or their start of CAT prep to this time, what happens is that performance prep time and skill development time starts clashing. It is best that your skill development part of the game is over beforehand. ये बेस्ट होता है कि तुम्हारा स्किल डेवलपमेंट पहले ख़त्म हो जाए, उसके बाद तुम परफॉर्मेंस पे फोकस करो, और परफॉर्मेंस में जो तुमको अपने एरर्स दिख रहे हैं वहाँ उस चीज़ों पे, स्किल पे फिर राउंड 2, राउंड 3, राउंड 4 में काम करो. सो दोनों एंगल से देखो, 5 राउंड्स ऑफ प्रिपरेशन से देखो, या फिर यू टॉक अबाउट प्रिपेयरिंग फ्रॉम द स्किल पर्सपेक्टिव एंड प्रिपेयरिंग फ्रॉम द परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव. दोनों एंगल से देखो तो दिसंबर जनवरी इज़ वेयर यू शुड स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन. लेटेस्ट फेब मार्च तक डिले करोगे, it's not the right time to actually start your preparation. So that's one part of it. That's important in QA, because QA में you have to cover portion. Even in DILR, now DILR का preparation जो रहता है, even with the existing CAT structure also, DILR का preparation क्या होगा? Initial prep जो DILR का है is the first round of prep is about going through 300 to 400 sets. और उसके बाद दिस इज द फ्लो चार्ट फॉर बोथ DI as well as LR. You try to solve around 300 to 400 sets. Try to solve around 300 to 400 sets. इतने सेट सॉल्व करो, और उसके बाद टेस्ट में जाओ. Start taking your mock tests after that. After that, you enter your mocks and your tests. After that, you go into this, your mocks plus your tests. ठीक है, both DI and LR. Now what happens in mock, when you enter the mocks and tests, and when you start performing in the mocks and the tests, in this phase, and this phase should ideally happen after 300-400 sets. तो इस फेज में अगर तुम्हारा what might happen, you might just discover two things when you take these tests. One, you might discover that you are okay, you are ready for it. Second, you might discover that you need more work. You need to add more work to where you are. And in case you discover this, then you'll have to do more sets. You'll have to go ahead and add to these 300-400 sets. Now people who start in April, May, June, उनके साथ होता क्या है? अप्रैल मई में अप्रैल मई में कोई स्टार्ट नहीं करता, बिकॉज उस टाइम फिर यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम्स आ जाते हैं. अगर तुम मई जून में स्टार्ट करते हो यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जाम्स के बाद, तो क्या होता है कि ये वाला जो टाइम फ्रेम है और ये वाला टाइम फ्रेम क्लैश कर जाता है. तो तुम सीधा टेस्ट में घुस जाते हो, और तुम्हारे पास वो विंडो नहीं होता है टू एक्चुअली प्रिपेयर. यू माइट स्टिल डू 400 सेट्स हियर, बट एक चीज़ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि एंड इवन वर्बल RC, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट यू हैव टू अलाउ थिंग्स टू सीप इनटू योर माइंड. जब तक चीज़ें तुम्हारे दिमाग में घुसेंगी नहीं, तब तक उसके लिए समय ज़रूरी है. तुम अगर एक प्लांट लगाते हो और उसमें 100 बॉटल्स ऑफ वाटर या 100 कैन्स ऑफ वाटर तुम डाल देते हो डे वन पे, when it is estimated that first 100 days it requires 100 cans of water, तुम डे वन पे डाल देते हो, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट 99 डेज कुछ नहीं करते हो. तो what you need to understand is 1 can per day with the timeline as the backbone is much more important than the magnitude. So even in DILR or even verbal की जब बात करो, तो you have to first focus on the ability to understand. तुम CAT में जाओगे तो verbal में, as I'm answering Anu's question also here, when you go into CAT or exams like this, तो verbal में क्या होता है कि you have to focus. I mean, you will suddenly start facing 30, 40, 45 word sentences. एक सेंटेंस 40-45 वर्ड का होगा. तो अगर तुम कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो 40-45 वर्ड सेंटेंसेस को अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए, बिकॉज यू हैव ओनली रेड टिल राम गोज टू स्कूल एंड श्याम ही प्लेज विद हिज फ्रेंड श्याम इन द प्लेग्राउंड, उसी लेवल का लैंग्वेज पढ़े हो, तो देयर इज नो वे यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस. एंड इफ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दिस व्हेन यू गो इनटू द क्वेश्चंस, you are like a sitting duck, like that most people are in the exam. So you have to have a time frame of around 4 to 6 months where you're not bothered about test scores, etc. You're just putting your head down and you are improving your ability to understand language, both in terms of when you increase the complexity of the language, when you make the topic unfamiliar, and you make the sentences long. When you do all these three things, even after that, if you can grasp what a sentence is saying, just because you are very good with understanding nouns, pronouns, etc. So you have to give that time frame, and nothing replaces, just like that seed I was talking about. Nothing replaces the effect that some time to inculcate things. It is not just quantity of work. Quants में 4000 क्वेश्चन करना है, but if somebody A does 4000 questions over 12 months and B does 4000 questions over 3 months, possible है 4000 questions करना 3 months में, तो B का learning will not be close to A's learning at all. A's learning will be much better because he's giving himself the backbone of time. So just remember these things. This was what this session was supposed to be. What is the advantage of starting early? And as I said, with respect to Unacademy, there are a couple of batches which are starting off. There's a beginner's batch for CAT-21 and there's a complete weekday batch for CAT-21. The beginner's batch is starting on December 21st. That means today it started. And the weekday batch is starting day after tomorrow. I am part of the weekday batch, complete weekday batch. मेरा क्लासेस उसमें DILR का है. I teach data interpretation and logical reasoning courses on Unacademy, on Unacademy Plus. And if you want to join these courses, you can use my promo code. Arun.yt is a promo code. या हर्षद 30 to 40 जाने के लिए पहले तुम फोकस करो अपने कॉम्प्रिहेंशन को इम्प्रूव करने का, अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग को इम्प्रूव करने का. चलो, so thanks a lot everybody. I'll wind up with that. I hope you got some perspective about long-term prep here. And so we'll stop here. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see you soon again around this, on this channel also, right? Thank you so much. Bye bye.